For my quiet time yesterday, I was coloring in a psalm coloring book. It has phrases and passages from psalms along with different artistic drawings that you can color. I was using colored pencils, and I pulled out a bright red colored pencil. As I began to color, I noticed that the color was light and didn't look like the pencil color. In fact, it was pretty dull. It wasn't until I took the pencil and sharpened it and pressed down really hard on the paper that I saw the bright red color, its true color. Once the pencil dulled again, I had to sharpen it in order for it to display that true color. As I was doing this, I started to think about this season and this time that we're going through. It reminded me a lot of what we're going through right now. There are times where our true colors come out. Our true colors are revealed. There's things that we tend to hide, big or small. And when we're pressed down, when we're in these times where it feels like we are being pressed up against a wall, our true colors are being revealed to us. There are some things that we hide deep within ourselves that we forget are there. And when we're stressed, when we're frustrated, they tend to slip out, whether it's through our mouths or through an expression on our face or even some other way physically. Our true colors can be revealed. It can even be something that we didn't even know was there, but it just slips out. When we are pressed, we show our true colors. Sometimes it's really pretty, other times it's really ugly. One of the passages from our lectionary for this Sunday is from 1 Peter chapter 1, verses 3 through 9. And as I read this, I really wanted to focus on verses 6 and 7. Here's what it says. So be truly glad. There is wonderful joy ahead, even though you must endure many trials for a little while. These trials will show that your faith is genuine. It is being tested as fire tests and purifies gold, though your faith is far more precious than mere gold. So when your faith remains strong through many trials, it will bring you much praise and glory and honor on the day when Jesus Christ is revealed to the whole world. The Bible has never communicated to us that life would be easy. In fact, there's quite a few passages that explain to us that we're supposed to look different and we're supposed to feel different than the rest of the world. During this season, everyone is having a hard time, but I think they're especially looking to us as Christians to see how we're responding. They're watching our social media posts to see if there's any anxiety in them. They're watching us at the grocery store to see if we're hoarding or trying to tackle people for toilet paper. They're calling us to see if there's any kind of hope that we can give them that maybe they haven't thought of before. People are watching us, and we're supposed to look different. We're supposed to respond differently than the world. This scripture challenges us to have joy, even in the trials. We're to look at trials with gratitude and faith that we have in God. Now, this doesn't mean that we put on a happy face all the time and that we pretend like everything's fine and I'm fine when we're really not. It's okay to feel not okay, but we have to have in the background of our mind the faith that we have in God and the hope that we have in Him, especially after this time of Easter where it's full of hope. We need to be displaying that to people and need to be pointing to Jesus during these hard times. In this scripture, I really want to take note of verse 7. It says, these trials will show that your faith is genuine. It is being tested as fire tests and purifies gold. We are being tested right now. Everyone's being tested right now. And the true color of our faith as Christians is showing. What is this time revealing to you about your faith? Do you have less faith than you thought? Do you really have hope in Jesus like you talk about every Sunday morning? Are you struggling with your faith? Are you struggling with that hope? What are your true colors revealing to you right now? I love ice cream. I would eat it every day if I could. So because of that, we cannot keep it in our house. So usually our weekend treat is that we go somewhere to go get ice cream. This weekend, I decided that I was going to go out and get the ice cream. Now, normally I've been sending Michael out to go on errands because he's been the one out still working and going places while I've been staying home with our daughter. But this weekend I decided, you know what, I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna get some ice cream. I had ordered the food online, so all I had to do was walk into the store and pick it up and leave. However, when I walked in, there were already several people waiting in the lobby at this time. No workers addressed me or looked at me because they were hurriedly preparing things and getting things ready, and in the hustle and bustle of all that, they didn't notice that I was there. I start to feel this anxiety build up in me, and I couldn't figure out why because, I mean, I hadn't been anxious necessarily about getting sick, but I realized because I didn't know what was going on and there were a bunch of people around me that I'm not supposed to be around, I started to feel really anxious. Another couple comes in and they get in line behind me, and a worker notices that they're there, and so she immediately looks up and addresses them. Without even 2 seconds of wait time, I abruptly say, I was here first. I'm not quite sure how I said it, to be honest, but I said it in a not positive tone that the people behind me said, oh yeah, it's her turn, let her go. And I could tell on their faces that they knew I was stressed out. So I go and pick up my food, and as I'm walking away, the couple approaches the counter and they tell the worker, you seem stressed out. We just want you to know that we're no time crunch at all. Just get what you need to get done and we'll wait here patiently. Thank you so much for all the hard work you're doing. I felt this huge pit in my stomach as I walked away, realizing that that was my chance. That was my opportunity to show kindness to another person. And instead of being kind to them, I was stressed out and anxious, and I was really only worried about myself. My true colors had shown, and I realized in that moment that I was way more nervous about this virus than I had recognized. So on the drive home, I asked a little prayer of forgiveness to God and just said, God, I need your help here. I have more stress and anxiety about this virus than I thought. So you need to give me some peace here and help me next time there's a stressful situation like that to be calm and help me to have peace despite all of chaos. I tell you that story just to say this. Look for opportunities for your faith and your hope and your love in Jesus to show. And if you're struggling with those right now, take the time to reflect on why you're struggling in that area. Ask God to reveal himself to you. Ask God to speak to you in a way that you may not have heard him before. Take this time to truly reflect on your true colors and what they're showing to you. We have the time to reflect, so take advantage of it.